I'm going to say something that could be controversial. Politicians are liars.
Yes! My family often doesn't get me.
Woo!
Traffic lights don't work the way they're supposed to.
Woo!
My friends, the world is in chaos. And I've decided that I'm finally going to do
Nothing about it. In a world that doesn't want to be saved, I'm going to save myself.
Right.
In the last 5 years, I've learned 5 steps for inner peace. And I can give it to you in 5 minutes with 5 letters. Do you want it?
Yes.
Do you want it? Do you want it? 5 letters. It spells out Dreda, D-R-E-D-A, Dreda, D-R-E-D-A. I discovered Dreda through heartbreak. Imagine me on the beautiful coast of Turkey, looking out over the sunset from an infinity pool, holding a glass of wine with the warm breeze coming over my face, feeling just fucking devastated. Because my dad just told me he doesn't want me to come home. And I begged, I bargained, I made offers, I tried to change his mind. I couldn't change his mind. A dad shouldn't be like this, I said to my friend on the phone. And he said, you're right. He shouldn't. But he is. The reality is, he is. Reality is. And I felt empty. Have you felt empty? Empty. I felt like I was going to float away. I started to cry, but quietly because I didn't want my friend to know. But I think he knew. And after a little while, I felt those emotions and I made a plan. I decided I would go home. I stated my intentions. I stated my boundaries. I decided to accept that I might not be accepted. The ocean has waves, so I make a boat. And you want to know what happens next, right? But what about the 5 steps? Do you remember the 5 steps? Dreda, D-R-E-D-A, Dreda. D for deseo, because originally I was going to do the speech in Spanish and it seemed really hard. But it's okay because deseo means desire, so D, you see? And deseo is to acknowledge the desire. I want the world to be a certain way. I want my dad to receive me as a son. And next we come to R, realidad, reality. And the reality is the world's not always as we think it should be. And my dad's the person that he is. And I can't influence him or pretend that he's a different person anymore. And holding those 2 things brings me to E, emociones, emotion. And I felt so much emotion. And that's what we need to do is growl, scream, cry, experience, feel gutted. Maybe our friend will hear us over the phone. I'm still not sure. He didn't say anything. And that is how we recover the dissonance, the difference, the acknowledgments that the desire for how the world should be and the reality of the way the world is, it's not the same thing. And if experiencing those emotions allow us to move to the next letter, D for decision. Do you notice it's still working? D, decision, decision. Not bad. To take a decision. And you might ask me, but how do I figure out the right decision? How do I know if it's right? You don't. There's no such thing. You can't know. You do. You use this little internal compass inside of you, and you take a fucking step forward, not knowing if it's right. And that brings us to A, armonía, which is harmony in English, and it has an H, and dread H doesn't really sound very good, but we're here now because we reconciled the desire for how it should be and the reality of how it will be and the emotions of what it feels like to know there's a fucking difference and take the decision to move forward anyway, not knowing if it's going to be right, and that brings us H, harmony. And you're good people, aren't you, back there? Do you think of yourself as a good person? I'm looking right at you. Not sure. Anyone else think of yourselves as a good person? Yeah, some of us. And so you're wondering, well, what happened with my dad? Right? Aren't you? Yeah, it doesn't matter because this harmony that we're discovering, this harmony doesn't stop the world from breaking. This harmony stops the world from breaking you. That's what it's for. And this time I've spent, these 5 years and probably 10 and probably 20 and my whole life, I don't know, doing the work and this Dreda and these 5 steps and this like inner peace stuff, it hasn't changed the world. I mean, it's still the same world. But it has done a funny thing for me, which is it's changed how I am and how I am in the world. And what I've noticed is that the world around me is changing. And my experience in the world around me is coming into harmony. Thank you.